Hello and good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you tuned in from. Karibu tena Word Cafe, na leo tuko na Vichichi mwenyewe. After a long time we had gone somewhere in Embu. Was it in
Embu? Really?
I'll come to that. Today is a Sunday, and being a Sunday, it's a good day. We relax in the presence of Almighty, who has given us some good health, some good oxygen to breathe. We thank God. How are you, Vititi?
I'm very well.
While you were away.
While I was away, a lot happened.
While you were away.
Yes.
A section of Embu men have decried increased mistreatment and lack of respect from their wives and children. While you were away.
Embu men of Embu men.
Embu men.
But I was not in Embu.
Oh, I thought you had gone to intervene.
Let it be on record. I wasn't in Embu.
Why are they? The married men saying that their houses are unbearable,
Yes.
with their wives abusing them physically and denying them right yao.
Yes.
So, members of Inua Wazee self-help group in Embu have called on the government
Yes.
to intervene and save the men from mental stress.
Mental stress. I think they need to be helped. But of course, it's not a laughing matter. Mental wellness is a serious thing in this country, and we need to take it with the seriousness it deserves.
Okay.
Yes. And in fact, because of that, I'll cross my legs today, because this is going to be a serious conversation. No. So let me cross my legs.
We are talking about the hero within.
Yes.
The hero?
The hero within.
Now, by the while you were away, where were you?
I was in this country, here and there.
You didn't go to Embu?
I didn't go to Embu, for real. I wasn't in Embu, of course. I'm privy to what has been happening there. And I think in one of these conversations at Word Cafe, we seriously need to talk about mental wellness.
We need to talk about Embu men.
Not really Embu men. This is
they
just...
represent a generation.
It's just a scope, a quarter of a whole representation in regard to what is happening to men and also to women, denominator being mental wellness.
Also, while you were away, Guardian Angel amesema msimuulize tena mambo ya gospel. Lakini yeye anabaki kuwa mcha Mungu.
Yes, and you know, issues of faith and relations with God are very personal.
They are personal.
We've even seen Bahati smoking cigar in his new video, and but we leave him to his creator.
But mtu kama Willy Paul has come out clearly.
Oh, no, Willy Paul is an entertainer. He made it very clear.
But in his video that went viral, there's something he said.
Go ahead.
Those behind the scenes in the so-called gospel industry, they are jokers. And
actually, it's right. You even used the right word, senior. Gospel industry. The industry is messed up. The ministry is okay. You know, there's a difference between gospel ministry and gospel industry. Tunaweza fungua moja. So those in the ministry are motivated by changing souls and bringing people to Christ. Those in the industry, they are motivated by profits, and they do what needs to be done for them to make a kill. That's where the difference is.
Let's begin by this Embu story.
Yes.
What do you see, the bigger picture of it?
The bigger picture is that we are living in 2021 amidst a pandemic. I don't know, we are in a third wave or a fourth wave. There's a lot of strain on
Uganda
families.
is in the second wave.
Actually, they are currently experiencing a partial lockdown. In fact, I think many flights are no longer going there right now. So because of the times that we are in and the pressures, both economical, physical, health-wise, it's pushing a lot of men to the brink. Not only men, even women. Hence, there is some disenfranchisement in a number of men, which is now on the rise. And you see, there's an African proverb that says, a goat sweats, but you can't see it sweat because of its skin.
Nini?
A goat, mbuzi. Mbuzi hutoa jasho, lakini huwezi kuona jasho yake kwa sababu ya ngozi yake.
Mbuzi gani?
Mbuzi, yule me.
Oh.
So ideally what I'm saying, there's a lot of pressure on the man, on the husband, on the father. And the wives are not making it easier. Some wives, not all. So these men are feeling like these pressures are too much, and that weight is bringing them down. But the good news is help is on the way. Help is available.
So are you going to help?
The conversation we are having even right now is a means to assure anybody who is undergoing any strains that help is available. And one of the key things on getting help is first acknowledging that there is a big strain on yourself, and always being able to reach out to at least a few people you are comfortable with and tell them what is. And that is why they came out in that story that you've just read to seek assistance. So that always is the first step whenever there's a challenge. And even in our conversations today about the hero within, the whole premise of the hero within is all of us are innately wired to succeed.
Hukusikia vile nilisoma vizuri.
Nilisikia? Wapi
the wives and the children.
Yes.
So what worries me is not the wives.
What worries you?
Is the children.
You know, mothers have a great influence on children. And when they apply this influence, they can move away with the kids and the man is left.
Do you know why we are on this topic?
Yes.
Hero within.
Yes.
Any child, ask any child, who is your hero? They'll say my dad.
Most of the time.
Most of them.
Yeah, that's why kids, when they see aeroplanes or something good,
they know
especially
it belongs to their dad.
Between the ages of 1 to 4, 4, 5,
yes.
Around there. Ndege ya babangu.
Yes.
Gari ya babangu.
Yes.
They don't say gari ya mamangu.
Meli ya babangu. You know.
Exactly.
Wakienda pale ferry, ile ferry mpya
ni ya babangu.
Not any ferry.
Ferry mpya ni ya babangu. So to them the hero is the dad.
Now the dads are crying.
Yes. And it's a really bad situation, because when dads are crushed, the family is done. Why? Modeling will lack. I'm not saying mamas don't do a great job on us. They do. But men they hold the society intact. Why? Men don't have breasts, but society circles from them every day, both physically, financially, emotionally. So when they are broken,
ongeza mentally.
So when they are broken, you can imagine the distress that trickles down. Hence, being able to recognize that there's something that is not working becomes the first place in correcting the changamoto that is coming in. And of course, as men, as fathers, as husbands, there's always that element of taking leadership even amidst very chaotic situations, so that you don't allow the boat to sink.
Okay.
Yes.
When a term hero is mentioned, tujue iko na nini na nini?
Hero, na nimependa
sababu ukigeuza kwa Kiswahili tu ni hero.
Umeleta dhana nzuri when you talked of children looking up to their parents. Of course, at that particular moment, you are everything to them. And indeed, that's how it is. Because your heroes are not necessarily people who are doing some, those great feats, as it were. Heroes are people whom you can identify with in regard to them doing things that you admire, championing for things that you want. That particular person becomes a hero. And indeed, it's always very good kwamba wazazi wako, wale watu wako wa karibu kwanza wakue heroes wako. Alafu wewe mwenyewe pia, you now are able to model yourself into the kind of hero that you want to. So, kia msingi ni kwamba we come to the world with the seeds of greatness. That is divine, and that is why the good books tells us we are meant to subdue the earth. We are meant to have dominion. That shows heroism is already there. But it's for us, therefore, to be able to get out into this adventure and allow that hero to come out.
The hero?
Yes.
Within?
The hero within should be allowed to come out.
Ukinigeuzia kwa Kiswahili nisemeje?
Hero tu tutasema kwa Kiswahili mpambanaji, mtu ambaye vitu vyake vinafaulu.
Hakuna Kiswahili kama mpambanaji.
Ipo, angalia ipo.
Nitafute?
Tafuta. Ipo.
Hero.
Mtu shupavu, mtu mahiri.
Okay.
Yes, mtu mpambanaji.
Bado narudia.
Ilikuwa lazima nirudie tu hapo.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when this hero element goes missing when this hero element is missing, what happens?
When the hero element is not allowed to come out,
no.
What happens is you will live a life that is not fulfilling. Remember, I've said we are meant to have dominion over things, not people. We are meant to subdue the world.
That's according to creation.
According to, yes, innately what the good books tell us.
Right.
And by that realization, if therefore the hero does not come out, you will live a suppressed life, which is frustrating. Because there's a power inside you that is not coming out. A story is told of an eagle that did lay eggs in the wild. But unfortunately, they were toppled and they managed to move close to, those eggs were close to a farm where, in this particular farm, there were mother hens with their chickens.
Yes.
So this mother hen managed to get one of those eggs from the nest of the eagle and brooded it with its own eggs. Eventually, the chicks hatched and also the eagle hatched. But because it was brooded by the mother hen, it acted like the chicks. And for the longest time, it grew like the chicks. One time, it sees the eagles in the air, and it tells its siblings, will say, mandugu zake, hey, look at those birds. Hey, they are flying so high. One day I will fly like them. And then the real chicken now, they laugh at their sibling. No, you are a chicken, you cannot fly. Remember, this was an eagle, had the propensity of flying. Now, because the environment was for chicken, it never rose to become the eagle that it was. Sad story is it ended up dying a chicken. It never even attempted to fly. That was a life of frustration to an eagle that had capability of soaring. It had the hero within itself. It was born with the heroism, but allowed environments to belittle the power it had. coming to your point and connecting it to the story, when the hero in you doesn't come out, the purpose that you are meant to accomplish on planet Earth will not be realized. And you will live a frustrated life, because there'll always be that kick. This eaglet was feeling something, but it was not willing to get out of its comfort to try and see if, can I really soar? So it remained within the confines of the normal. And that was its curse. So you have to feel it, because we all do, and take charge, plunge, and release that particular hero. It takes courage to do that. And the beautiful thing is, ladies and gentlemen who are watching us on this live stream, we have that courage, but you must move.
Unajua saa imeisha.
Ndio tumeanza bwana. Ndio tumeanza kipindi. I've missed this space. What are you telling me? We need to unleash this hero. You cannot tell us.
But when we run out of time, what should we do?
We had an hour, senior. It's barely 20 minutes into our conversation.
Oh, 20.
Yes. It's barely 20 minutes.
Okay.
Underline the adverb barely.
Okay.
Yes. So,
wait,
okay, I'm listening.
Take some break.
Okay, taking some break.
Okay.
Yes.
When a man decries of having a mental state that is not functional,
yes,
are we safe?
We are not. Essentially, we are not.
Because for you to realize that inside you there is a hero.
Yes.
Okay. You must be well here. True or false?
Of course, the mental capacity is what pushes you. It is
not the energy you have that.
It's the mental power.
Okay.
It's the mental power. And that is why we are surrounded by a lot of examples of people who are even physically handicapped, whose heroism came out to the world and they impacted the world in very big ways. Look at the life of somebody like Nick Vujicic from Australia. The guy born without limbs. But the impact he has had when he decided to use his mental power and unleash his hero to the world. Look at the common Wanjikus in this country who have, despite all odds, ascended to spheres of influence.
When you talk of Wanjiko, there is zipo tetesi kwa English?
Tetesi ni allegations. Tetesi ni allegations in English, if you want a direct translation.
Tetesi si allegations.
Unless ilo swala tetesi silipati. Kwa sababu wacha nitunge sentensi nikitumia neno tetesi. No. Kuna tetesi mtaani kwamba
ukitumia neno Wanjiko,
yes,
kuna watu ambao
wameachwa kando.
Watu wameachwa kando. Iko hiyo tetesi mpaka kule Nairobi.
So tutumie okay, I think fine, because
kuna zile wanaita lobby groups.
Lobby groups wana feel community moja ndio iko represented. Okay. Kwa mabano. Kwa hivyo kwa mabano wacha tuseme basi there are heroic stories of people who have beaten odds to accomplish great feats.
Yes.
In this society that we live in, and we are surrounded by all these examples. So it is imperative on all of us first to be able to have the drive to push ourselves, in most cases out of the comforts that we are in, to unleash that hero that is within. And one of the key factors, connecting it to the analogy of the story of the eaglet, is your surrounding matters. So one of the key things we must progressively ensure, even so that we are avoiding this mental distress, is to get surrounded by the right people. Like these people here in Bustan. They have already come.
Do you smell something?
I'm smelling something. I'm seeing cutlery is coming, and once you see cutlery, just know the oven has been working.
Okay.
The oven has been working.
But while you were away,
yes,
the prices dropped.
What do you mean?
But paka tuone pizza kwanza.
Okay.
Endelea, ulikuwa wapi?
Nilikuwa nasema
ama pizza
the surrounding pizza haija nikoroga. Pizza pengine Prudence ndiye amenikoroga, sijamuona kwa muda mrefu.
Okay.
Hello, okay. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is the nurture matters. Kwamba which voices are you listening? And it doesn't matter whether you're a child, whether you are a grown adult. Even for the men in Embu who are facing those challenges, the key thing is they need to listen to the right voices. And these voices, they are both external and internal, but the volume that needs to be highest is the internal volume.
Tumalize historia ya wazee wa Embu kabisa. Yes.
And I connect na mambo na
yani nataka kukusaidia.
Okay.
Utoke hapo.
Okay, sawa.
Concentrate kwa hero.
No, I'm on the hero.
But before utoke.
Yes.
I know you represent men kama hao. Okay? Yani wewe ni mwanaume.
Yes.
Na una sijui, I don't know a good English that I can use.
But you're speaking eloquently already.
You can stand in for them. Yani.
Exactly.
Na ukawapa advice.
Yes.
Kwamba wazee, sumeona kuna chama cha wazee hapo, self help
ipo,
wazee wajisaidia wenyewe group.
Yes.
Imeomba serikali
iingilie kati.
I don't know kama serikali ije nyumbani. Unajua serikali kuja nyumbani anakuja na gun. Asimamie mama. Ambie mama.
No,
okay, ngoja. Siwezi jua amount gani ya mental disorder ama mental disturbance ambayo inakuja na kunyimwa haki ya kindoa kwa mwanaume. Akili inatatizika wapi hapa?
This is a very deep question you've asked me, and it's very deep because you've really sunk the question on a problem that cannot be answered in a sitting like this, but I will try. But there are many factors that causes that mental disability to reach levels of a man seeking help outside. What you've mentioned could be a factor which is compounded by many others. And the key thing that I will suggest here, even as a fellow man, is we have to create a tone, the tone that we want in our lives. And one of the key factors that always enhances mental wellness is to know that you don't get happiness outside. Happiness is within. So even if you have a spouse, do not leverage on the spouse to give you happiness. You be the happy person and project positivity, and you will diminish the negativity. But if you want to hold yourself on the fact that now my wife is not doing A, she's not doing B, my friend, you will be depressed. But if you already are projecting good vibes and positivity, you can even be objective in regard to if this is working. You know, there are two things. You cannot be bitter in marriage and also be bitter being single. You choose your struggles. You can decide if this is not working there. I mean, you can go your separate ways and go with your happiness. So my 2 cents on this is the men and also the women alike to be able to know happiness is first internal before you can project it to other people. My question? I did. Or maybe
hiyo na tatizo la kimawazo ni wapi na wapi?
Mawazo yetu, our mental fortitude is what projects every other thing that we do. Namaanisha nini? Tumeketi hapa Word Cafe kwa sababu ya mental ambao ili create kipindi hiki. Na conversation tunazozifanya sasa ni kwa sababu tulidhamiria kufanya conversation hizi. It started on the mental. So even these problems, and I'm sorry to be this brutal, but every manifestation of our life is as a product of our mental capacities. So hizi changamoto zinapotokea huwa zimecreatiwa na mawazo yetu, na hayo mawazo yetu ndio yatafanya our mental wellness will determine even how we will relate with each other. We've seen cases like the Embu cases of men now decrying that their wives and their children are not together. The key question in all these things is always, when did the rain start beating you? And that is a personal question that only the people in it can answer. You cannot tell me one day you wake up and your home is a hell. No. There were things that started happening. Unfortunately, sometimes people ignore these signs, and then finally you get the red light, and then you cry and you tell serikali saidia. So mental well-being will be able to advise and let you know that things are not going right. Onyx Anand, timely topic, model yourself through heroism. Absolutely, Anand.
Now, and how do you model yourself and you are disoriented?
You will know you are starting to get disoriented when the rain starts to beat you. When the rain starts to beat you basically means utaanza kuona vitu haviendi sawa. And that is a time to create a conversation around the fact that, you know, these days we are not even having conversations in this house. You know, these days we say, depending with how you have created a culture around your home, we don't pray together as a family. These days we don't chill out.
Corona imetusumbua mahali. Listen. Average ya kina mama wale wanaishi town wamezoea kujitawala masaa mengi.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
Kuanzia maybe ukiamka ukitoka mpaka wakati utakaporudi saa 4 ya usiku ama saa 4:30.
Nakubaliana na wewe.
Time hiyo freedom ilipungua. Baba yuko hapo bumper to bumper. Hata ikiwezekana ukiwa jikoni baba yuko tu hapo. Nafikiri hapo tension ilitokea in equal measure, but pia mambo mazuri mengine yalitokea. Mambo mazuri pia yalitokea.
Yes. So ilitegemea, so balance yenu ilikuwa namna gani?
Najaribu kuangalia imefikaje mpaka mama aanze kulala na jeans ya kwa wazee wa Embu wa Kwame.
Wazee wa Embu,
we talking of being a hero, acknowledging the hero within. Sawa.
Yes.
My friend, if your mental state is not okay, how utajua huyo hero iko ndani?
And I agree, because when now you allow,
umeamka asubuhi uko na maswali unajiuliza mbona, lakini madamu ameanza kulala na jeans na amefunga paka.
Sasa unajiuliza ama unamuuliza?
Wewe unajiuliza.
No, haifai ujiulize. Baba. Na hapo ndipo tunakosea. Muulize.
Umemuuliza,
uko naye pale.
Umemuuliza anasema wachana na mimi.
Uachani na yeye, unamuuliza why the change of culture here.
Wanaume wengi si kielele vile unafikiria. Atanyamaza pole pole. Aende akae pale ajiulize.
Hold it there. And I'm talking as a mental wellness coach. That is where the rain starts.
Wait a minute. Have you not seen a man finish the children plus the wife?
We've seen these stories, and that's why we are saying,
okay,
do not make assumptions. Immediately you see changes in the tone you've created for your family. Okay. Speak out. You the man. You're supposed to be the leader, to be in control. Address these concerns with the party. Don't start making assumptions.
Moja ile niliona ikanishinda ku understand.
Yes.
A man of 24 years.
Yes.
Kills a wife of 30 years.
What didn't you understand there?
I didn't understand.
What?
A man of 24 years.
Yes.
Killing his wife for 30 years.
You know, you surprised me, because probably there was a reason for him to do that heinous act, and for somebody to go to kill somebody. And we've seen these murderous acts, and when all these murderous acts happen, the key thing is problems started somewhere. which were never addressed. The hero that we are talking about was never unleashed in balancing to ensure that the family is created with some values. Because when people kill each other, it means you've reached that point where there is no return. A video trended the other day of some guy, I think it was in Europe, who chased the wife on the roadside. People trying to come help the wife, bam, bam, shot her. And immediately he shot himself. You cannot tell me that this guy just from the blues decided this is something he was premeditating for some time.
He was testing his guy.
No. He was premeditating for some time. And the psychology of depression is you hold on to things as you wait for a particular action. And in most cases, if you don't process that we need to resolve this, you build what we call resentment. And you cannot have your hero coming. And by the way, listen, I want to connect this with the hero in us.
No problem.
Whenever the realization of the person you are meant to be is not coming, and you are not deliberately making moves to become that person, what normally happens, you start sinking into resentment. You start resenting yourself, you will resent your brothers, you will resent even your children, and finally your mental capacities collapse and you see a dead end. That's why people kill themselves. That's why people kill their loved ones and then killing themselves after, we wonder. So to avoid that, because we are talking about the hero within, we are supposed to address causative actions, not symptoms.
Wachana na hii theory yako.
No, if you can go and Google the theory.
As Google lolote. Siwezi. You do the Googling.
And I'm sharing it with our viewers.
No problem.
Now. Let us not allow.
I want to ask.
You are asking, but there's somebody who needs to hear this. Do not allow resentment to build in you. Where there are challenges, be it relationship challenges, be it financial, be it economic, speak them out. And it starts by you realizing there's a challenge. Like right now, fine, people are still doing pay cuts. Others lost their focus in terms of the economic cash flow. You have to first realize that, and hey, if you have a family, share it with your members. If they're not taking it as it is, create solutions in regard to these are the things we need to do, and try to create that influence, because leadership is influence, especially coming from us a perspective of men. Once that is addressed, in most cases, you will be able to have created a new path of how things will be done before, say, new doors open. That way you will avoid a lot of challenges. Like you've used one very important example. You see your lady, your wifey, coming to the bedroom in your jeans, which was never happening. The key thing is you should not allow that night to end if that conversation has not been done.
Hiyo mtasikilizwa kwa habari asubuhi.
Mkifanya vizuri hamtasikilizwa, mtaamka asubuhi mna smile, mna piga mbinja.
Okay, forget about it. Should your wife see you as a hero?
Absolutely. Why do you think these women love us? Wait a minute. Why do you think women love men? They are laughing. They see us as heroes. And by the time wanatukubali ni kwa sababu ameona. In fact, what do we sell to women? We sell vision.
Vision 20 ngapi?
We depending, some even are selling an 8-year plan. So if you do it right, this lady is able to see, this guy here, we can create an empire together. So you are absolutely, and even for us men, we also see in the ladies heroism, just like this heroic lady bringing us pizza right now. Beautiful.
Commercial break.
Yeah, nadhani ladies and gentlemen, commercial break.
Ulikula pizza mwisho
kitambo.
Nilikuwa nakwambia.
Yes.
while you were away,
yes,
pizza ilipunguzwa kutoka shilingi 1000 nzima kutoka 950. Sai pizza ni 650.
What are you saying, man?
650 kwa ile pizza wanaita medium. 750 kwa ile large.
Kwa hivyo hii ni ngapi?
Hii sasa
ladies and gentlemen,
750.
All for me alone today. Okay. Ndanionea view sasa.
Ngoja tupigiwe picha.
Okay, sawa.
Mupigi.
It's looking appetizing. This is chicken.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. It's looking good, guys. Bustan, home of pizza, right here in Mombasa.
Okay.
Yes.
So hii ni chicken tikka.
Chicken tikka. Wow. It's looking sumptuous.
While you are away. Post?
Actually, I'm posting it. Home of pizza. Let me just post it right away. Hey guys, welcome here. We eat pizza.
Lakini wewe umeniambia kuna venye umeambiwa usikule pizza.
Bana, usilete hiyo Kiswahili hapa sasa hii. Nani amekwambia? Daktari wangu.
Bana. Wacha tu ile iko moto.
Yes.
What a break.
Yeah, chicken pizza courtesy of Bustan.
Shida tu sikufunzwa mambo haya ya kitchen.
Uko tu sawa senior.
Niko sawa? Okay. Kama utapambana nayo kizungu.
Oreo mno.
Okay. Lin. Ni kuongeze ama?
Hiyo ni tosha.
Hiyo ni kutosha. Ilo, alright. Jibambe. Now.
I love such sponsors who ensure that we are well taken care of. So guys, all of us, those of us in Mombasa, prices have been reduced. You said 650? Wow. This is a plot. You just come here, get some very delicious pizza, and there you go. Very affordable, budget-friendly prices.
Well, atangacha ni post kwanza.
Okay, just updated it.
All right. So,
am I allowed to eat online on air?
Ama ungoja wakuzimie but ni yangu acha nikule sasa.
So I'm allowed, eh? Okay, guys. For you to know that it's real, it's happening, you can visit us right here at the Bustan. This is where it goes down. Man, this is delicious, man.
Delicious kwa Kiswahili ni? You told me you were once a teacher.
Once a teacher, always a teacher. I am a teacher. Bustan Cafe.
Okay.
Commercial break almost ending. Guys, this is the real deal.
Remember, you can order this at home. Dial 0700 92 92 27. You may choose to buy medium 650, large 750. But every Sunday kuja na 1000 unapewa 2. Every Sunday kuja na 1000 every Sunday.
Every Sunday you buy one, you get one.
Unapewa zile kubwa.
Biggie.
Zile kubwa 2.
Awesome. A Sunday like today.
Yeah, every Sunday 2 large pizzas for 1,000.
How good.
Sawa.
Yes.
But every day, anytime, come unanunua
650, 750.
A single pizza, 650 medium, 750 large.
Awesome.
Very cheap.
Affordable. Friendly budget.
I don't say affordable. Sema tu very cheap.
Ushamaliza.
Yeah, courtesy of Bustan, home of pizza.
Good.
We are glad.
Awesome.
When our women fail to see the hero within us, what should they do? I know you are not a marriage coach.
Yes. I'm a mental wellness coach.
Ndio hiyo, lakini umesikia wazee ina affect ya akili. Aendi kazini anashindwa. Yaani huyu mama, huyu madam imfika wapi? So inamkoroga akili. Reason the lady amestop kuona yule hero alikuwa anaona. Talk to the ladies first.
I will say this. You see, for the lady, for the ladies to act that way is not that
to stop seeing a hero.
Wait a minute. For them to stop seeing the hero in the man, it means the man is not doing something. There are things the man is also not doing.
No, kila jioni alikuwa yuaja na yogurt, lakini sasa
and that's why I'm going to. You see, our women are also not mad to just act irrationally. So sometimes it's you as a man, you have started a pattern that she was not used to. And here I'm not talking of economic muscle per se. There could be other things that you are also doing. That maybe you are mistreating her.
With what?
There are a lot of things that you can do to mistreat your wife or the lady in your life. So if you start saying mistreating her, probably she will no longer look at you as a hero. You'll now become a villain. So you need to have a retrospect on why am I not being valued as I were at some point. But I also want to acknowledge the fact that as a man, we shoulder that responsibility.
Okay, talk to the audience.
I'm talking to the audience. As a man, we shoulder that responsibility. So in many cases, it's the effort that counts. And I believe, and the women who are streaming live can comment, I believe if the effort is seen, the heroism that she saw from the first time will not disappear. But largely, again, we, both men and women, we are supposed to continuously allow ourselves to ascend to the heroism that we have through various acts in regard to service to family, service to community, service to the nation. So you have to consistently be progressive. And you know,
talking to the audience.
I'm talking to the audience. This will be guided by the vision that you have for your life. In actualizing any vision, there'll be detours and challenges will be there. When, say, your society or your family is no longer seeing you as a hero, that could just be a detour. Maybe something has happened that was unexpected. But if you remain with your eyes focused on the goal, as much as you can have a job loss, you can even have an accident, you can be, we've seen people who got accident or sickness, they had stroke, they got paralyzed, were in Hosi for years, but eventually came out of whatever ailments that were there. Or even if you not come out fully, your mental capacity is still working. You can still be able to cause influence as long as you leverage on the power of your mind by remaining true to yourself, to the vision that you've put forth, and to the craft that you are doing. You do that, there is no way that hero will not come out. And I want to put it very clear. Today's society might imagine heroism being somebody that is rich, lots of money, and influence. No, that's not the heroism I'm talking about here. I'm talking about being able to do things that matter to you and to the people around you. To me, that is heroism. So as long as you're doing that, people will be able to acknowledge and say, Senior, what you're doing at Word Cafe, you're our hero. VTT, what you're doing as a management team building trainer, you're a hero. Your kids will be able to look at you and say, Papa, you are our hero. Mama, you are our hero. It's in the small acts of kindness to humanity that heroism is birthed. So let us not get into that stalemate of wanting to do a grand thing like solving the tension between Kenya and Somali for you to be seen as a hero. No, you don't need that. Heroes are doing things every day to the families, to the societies that they are in. I've always said this. If you want to clean the world, you don't need a big world broom. You just need your small broom. Sweep your space. I sweep mine. The entire world becomes clean. Yes. So, your vision should forever remain clear to you and consistently make progress towards its attainment. And anybody in your circle will be able to realize that indeed that is what you are pursuing. And there'll be very many times of discomfort in this hero's journey. Heroes choose to remain and operate even against the grain. And this pandemic has been proof enough to show us how ingenuine people can be. When we first ran Word Cafe sometime in 2020, I think it was in May. By the way, we did not celebrate our first anniversary properly. The crew, we will come back to you. Anyway, what I'm saying is we will not know how this will turn out. And today there are a lot of success stories that began during the pandemic. People unleashed their heroism with the uncertainty of the time. So what am I saying? We must always be able to go against the turbulences that life will throw at us at every point in our journey. One thing in the hero's journey you can be assured of is that there will be rain, but the goodness, sun will always shine as well.
Even in Korea?
Of course. Of course. There is no cloud that doesn't have a silver lining. So let us have our eyes attached to the silver lining. And one of the key things, the hero's journey is an adventure. It's not a comfort thing. I don't know if you've watched The Amazing Race. There are different versions of The Amazing Race. One of the key things that makes Amazing Race interesting, it is the adrenaline feeling that comes with the different tasks given. So it gives you an adventure and you have to enjoy each of the sections in that particular journey. And that is what heroes do. So seated here at Word Cafe, having these conversations, it's part of our contribution in our hero's journey. You being there as a farmer, producing food that will later on be sold in supermarkets, in malls, in small grocery shops, in your local centers. You're a hero. You're providing food for the masses. You as a teacher, building capacity in those kids, you are a hero. So whatever craft you are doing as a matatu driver or as an Uber driver, as an engineer, as a mechanic, so it ascends. Just being a good human being, Senior, is being a hero. So doing all these small acts compound into the grand things that later on will be able to be written about us. And one of the key things that should motivate us to live a hero's life is, what will be written in my epitaph? What will people say when I have passed out? Remember, it is not the length of your life that will matter at the end of the day. It's the acts that you will leave ingrained in the people you served that will live on. And that's a hero.
So to bring out the hero within you, number one, what do you need?
I've already articulated more than 5 things. The kids,
I learn slowly.
Oh, you learn slowly. Oh, okay. Yeah. In psychology we call you late bloomers. Anyway,
I catch slowly.
The first key thing is to recognize that you are a hero already.
That is number one.
Yes, recognition that heroism is innately in me. Number 2 is to pursue it through small acts of service, starting with the people around you, your family, and in your local spaces, the local community, the faith-based, where you are working, where you are a student, serve that purpose that you have. And of course, it has to be aligned. For the heroism to be seen, there's a vision that will be driving you. That is why every family needs to have a vision and also a mission. Just like companies, you see, probably at Red House Productions, you guys have a mission statement and a vision statement.
Core values.
Why do you have core values? That is the hero journey you want to show. So, for example, one of your core values is professionalism. You want that to be seen in any piece of work you do. Somebody checking whatever you edited or whatever you shot, these guys know what they're doing. That is you bringing your hero to the light. So you must create, and that's what I was talking of, the tone of the life that you're setting. So that when that tone changes, hey, you will tell people, please, things are not going right. Can we correct ABC? But if you don't even know what you want, will you challenge status quo when it changes? You won't. So having that clarity.
Lakini kama we ni mpole tu na umestuka mambo ndo hayo na uwezi uliza.
Utayaona hata kama wewe
mpole.
Si utayaona.
Mpaka sasa inabaki uko na karedio unawekanga tu ile wimbo inasema many words I don't like. TT. You know that song?
I have heard it.
Me, I am keeping quiet.
Of course, you'll be communicating. Isn't that communication? You will be sending a signal that there is this thing that is not going on right. Hence, in the hero's journey, there must be clarity on this is exactly where my focus is on. And we always say, when you focus on what you want, ladies and gentlemen, every other thing falls away. Because you become narrowed. Look at the cameras, they are focusing on us. If they remove them from our focal point, we will no longer be visible. So it's the same thing. You have to narrow your focus to what aligns to your purpose. Notice this thing. And I think this goes very well to show how the hero's journey comes out. When you are determined to pursue a particular element. Starting out, most people will always start out worried, fearful, but the steps start to be visible as you proceed. Resources start to come your way as you move on. In fact, there's a principle behind that. The principle of attraction. Because now you are manifesting an inward hero to the outward world. And in many cases, you will start meeting the right people, getting the right connections, as long as you are taking moves to bring this heroism to society. So, that clarity of purpose should not be allowed to waver at any point. Then always ensure that you show up. Heroes show up. No matter the situation, they show up. Of course, there are periods of rest that you must take also as a hero, or else you'll burn out. I'm a keen fan of boxing. And there's this very interesting part in boxing where, say, your opponent is really punching you. You're in the 5th round and the uppercuts are coming, the jabs are coming. But you'll always realize you have to keep moving to your opponent, because offense is the best defense. So don't go to your rings. You'll be clobbered to a pulp. So be on the offense. And that way you'll be able to do your defense. So in the hero's journey, you must also ensure that you are on the offense, and you'll create a good defense, and then your pursuit will crystallize.
Practically.
It's practical. You have to move. You have to move your feet. You have to be a go-getter. In Diamond's voice, go-getter. The guy might just scoop the award. Why? okay, people criticize the slang he used in that video, but basically what he was trying to tell East Africans and the world is that he's fearless and he has the spirit of a lion. That is the hero in him. So you cannot attain the hero or release it if you don't confess it and act like it. So personally, when I watched that that clip, I was excited. This guy has embodied the spirit of the hero that is in him. Yes.
Sasa imeisha.
Tuna dakika kama 5.
Wewe ndio unajua.
Nimeona director kule amenyosha.
Nasema 5.
Oh, naambiwa 3. Sawa.
3.
3.
Kwa dakika 3 ama 5.
Yes.
Peana ushauri.
I just want to proceed on the same and tell all the ladies, all the men who are listening to us, all our friends at Word Cafe, don't allow the hero in you to remain inside. Release it by adopting a proactive kind of lifestyle. Proactive means kutokelezea. Kuna wakati kulikuwa na ile advert ya Kiwi. Okay, this is not a paid advert, but walikuwa naimba vizuri sana. Tende jitokeze. Hebu. Ndio hiyo. Jionyeshe mbele ya watu.
Simama.
Oh, sorry, simama. Okay, nimesimama. Sorry. So what we are saying is, in that advert, the key thing was stand out. For your shoes to be seen. So what we are saying, ladies and gentlemen, that voice that nudges you, that there is more that you can do, it is the right voice. And the hero part in us can do a lot of things. So don't narrow yourself. Oh, you know me, I'm just an accountant. You see, I'm just a saloon. Never put the word just, because we can be a lot of things. You can't be a videographer at the same time you're a music coach. You can't be a consultant at the same time you are teaching maths in some school. You can't be having a grocery shop at the same time you are doing you are an engineer. I mean, so we are multi talented in regard to our heroism journey. But let us remember this. And if there's one thing I want people to remember in this live stream is heroism lies in the smallest acts we do every day to the people surrounding us. Never undermine those little things you're doing. That is what is creating the hero that people will forever remember you about. Never undermine yourself. You are here for a purpose. Unleash it and let history judge you in a friendly manner. Thank you very much, VTT. I had missed you all. I'm glad to be back.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that was Vincent the Trainer, VTT. Rudi tena.
I will.
Mungu akipenda akupe uhai na afya. Rudi tena.
Nitarudi.
May God keep you safe with good health till we meet again. Kwaheri, goodbye in English.